British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
From the Broadcast Center at BCIT's Burnaby Campus, this is All Talk Radio. You're listening to 1680 The Crow.
Good afternoon, I am Vivek Nakra and these are your news updates to 12:30. Today, the Association of Neighborhood Houses, BC, is hosting an event to celebrate the community and services that neighborhood houses provide. Reporter Matthias Johns tells us about an event being held on Main Street for what ANHBC calls Neighborhood House Day.
For Neighborhood House Day 2024, ANHBC is hosting an event at Heritage Hall on Main Street. ANHBC says it is a, quote, free celebration of community with neighborhood houses across BC, end quote. The event will have a marketplace, multiple performances, a dream space, and an indoor patio. The Association of Neighborhood Houses BC oversees 8 neighborhood houses in Vancouver and runs more than 500 programs through these centers. The mission of the association is to bring a diversity of people together to build strong relationships through their programs and services. Typical demographics seen at neighborhood house programs are seniors and newcomers to Canada. The association is excited to bring people together at their sold-out event from 11 to 7 today. Matthias Jones for BCIT's The Crow.
A multi-vehicle crash involving a dump truck last night in New Westminster is under investigation. Our reporter Ryan Sheridan has more details on the accident.
The dump truck accident took place just before 4 p.m. on the hill at East Columbia and Home Street. According to the New Westminster Police, the truck struck multiple vehicles, including a traffic control pole. Police say Home Street is an off-truck route. This is also the third truck accident at this intersection, including a crash in 2018 and 2011, which ended in a fatality. The incident is currently under investigation to determine why the driver was off route. Ryan Sheridan, BCIT's The Crow.
A newer and more advanced version of artificial intelligence has been released. Reporter Lauren Achille explains how this new AI is different than our average chat GPT.
OpenAI has released GPT-4o this week. The O stands for Omni, which means this chatbot can output multiple things. Unlike ChatGPT, 4o can understand audio, image, and text inputs with the goal of creating a natural human-to-computer interaction. GPT is unable to express emotion where 4o can. OpenAI team members demonstrated some of the new model's output capacities, such as telling a bedtime story in different voices, singing in harmony, and seeing a puppy and thinking it is cute. The company mission is to ensure AI that is smarter than humans benefits all of society. Lauren Achille, BCIT's The Crow.
The mayor of Northern Rockies Regional Municipality says he is grateful to many northern communities as they offered up fire trucks and personnel to help fight a wildfire burning outside of Fort Nelson.
So I really got to thank all of those communities who have offered up assistance by putting a fire truck in our community and personnel. You know, fire trucks are expensive and personnel are hard to come by, and so when they release somebody to come and help a community fight a fire, it's really a big deal.
Doctors in Slovakia are fighting to save the life of the Prime Minister who was shot in the political party. Robert Kalinak, Defense Minister, made the remark to reporters at a hospital in Banska Bystrica. Fico's condition is described as extraordinarily serious. A second teen has been pleaded guilty in the death of a 20-year-old driver. He was hit in the head by a rock that crashed through her windshield in Denver last year. Nicholas Carroll Chick pleaded guilty to second-degree murder today. More than 100,000 Americans died of a drug overdose last year, but nationwide this number has been decreased this year. Brain Clark from ABC News talks about the number of deaths caused by drug overdose.
Deaths from drug overdose fell last year in the U.S. for the first time in 5 years. Provisional numbers from the CDC showed 107,543 Americans lost their lives a year ago, a 3% decrease from more than 111,000 in 2022. The CDC's chief medical officer called this heartening news, but said there are still staggering numbers of families losing loved ones. Brian Clark, ABC News.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
This is sports on 1680 The Crow.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zach Arabko, and here are your sports updates to 12:40 p.m. The Chicago Blackhawks are being sued for breach of contract, fraud, and sexual harassment. The woman behind the suit alleges that a man involved with the Blackhawks organization inappropriately touched her and provided unwarranted sexual advances. Nina Sanders was hired by the Blackhawks in 2020 to help build relationships with Chicago's Native American community. Sanders, who is Native American herself, believes the team's logo is a racist caricature and should be changed. Sanders also says she feels like she was used as a middleman to smoothen the relationship between the team and the Sac and Fox Nation. The Blackhawks have received multiple allegations of sexual assault following Kyle Beach's lawsuit against the team in 2021. Montreal Canadiens goaltender Carey Price is set to receive an honorary doctorate from the University of Northern British Columbia. Price won an Olympic gold medal in 2014, an NHL MVP award in 2015, and participated in the Stanley Cup Finals in 2021. Beyond hockey, Price has advocated for Indigenous youth in his native northern BC and done philanthropic work. Price grew up in Anaheim Lake, backstopping his under-18 AAA team to a provincial championship in 2003. The CFL announced new health and safety measures for their players today. Don Kelly of the Canadian Press tells us how these equipment changes will impact players.
The CFL says the introduction of Guardian caps and other measures has led to a 42% decrease in training camp concussions, and it is now the first pro sports league in North America to mandate the use of mouthguards. The league has announced several other health and safety initiatives. Teams will be allowed to use GPS tracking technology to register real-time data on player movements. That'll assist with injury prevention, load management, and rehabilitation monitoring. Don Kelly, The Canadian Press, Toronto.
Now moving to the States for football, former NFL coach John Gruden's wrongful termination lawsuit has been dealt with another setback. Gethin Kuhlbach from the Associated Press has more information.
Former NFL coach John Gruden has lost a Nevada Supreme Court ruling in a contract interference and conspiracy lawsuit he filed against the league after he resigned from the Las Vegas Raiders in 2021. Gruden's lawyer said Tuesday he will appeal. A three-justice panel split 2-1, saying the league can force the civil case out of state court and into private arbitration that might be overseen by NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. Gruden's lawsuit accuses the league of forcing him into resigning from the Raiders by leaking racist, sexist, and homophobic emails that he sent years earlier when he was an analyst at ESPN. I'm Gethin Kuhlbach.
6 Canadian golfers are preparing for the PGA World Championships, which will begin tomorrow in Louisville, Kentucky. Mackenzie Hughes, Taylor Pendrith, Nick Taylor, Adam Svensson, Adam Hadwin, and Corey Connors are currently ranked within the top 100 golfers in the world. None of them have had their breakthrough at a major tournament just yet. Hadwin and Hughes have each had one career top 10 finish. Corey Connors has finished in the top 10 at 3 previous Masters tournaments. Pendrith, Taylor, and Svensson have never eclipsed the top 10 at a major tournament. Svensson is the first of the Canadian golfers to tee off at 4:48 a.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow morning. Fresh off his second Masters championship, Scotty Scheffler is looking to pursue another major tournament win.
I mean, I took a few more days off, I think, last week than I typically would going into a major, but, I mean, obviously it was for good reason. So I got out and practiced on Saturday last week and then enjoyed Mother's Day and came here yesterday. And my tournament preparation is the same, and I don't feel like very much rust has accumulated, so I'm excited to be here competing and, another major championship.
The Blue Jays have just wrapped up a game against the Baltimore Orioles. Adley Rutschman of the Orioles hit a 2-run walk-off home run to defeat the Blue Jays 3-2. Major League Baseball is currently investigating if there was a banned substance on Ronel Blanco's glove during yesterday's game. He was ejected from their game against the Oakland Athletics in the 4th inning after an umpire detected a banned substance, commonly known as sticky stuff. Blanco's glove was confiscated after his ejection. If an illegal substance was found on the glove, Blanco will receive a 10-game suspension from MLB. The investigation is currently ongoing. This concludes your sports updates to 12:40 p.m. My name is Zach Arabko, and you've been listening to BCIT's The Crow.
This is sports on 1680 The Crow.
Everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikka-King.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you to sort of experiment and figure out what you can do when you go out in the field.
They brought candles and flowers to remember the student who lost her life yesterday.
Teresa May says the international community condemns Moscow.
They really make sure that you know the basics and you are able to put out a quality product.
I'm Brady Tretanero.
And I'm Radhika Sikka-King. Thank you for tuning in to BCIT Magazine.